Today we are talking about 5 flowers that are easy to grow, thrive in zones 5 and 6, and are edible. Edible flowers add flavor, texture, and color to dishes. The ones I chose to share with you are annuals, or we grow them as annuals, can be started from seeds, and can be grown in beds or containers. Also, obviously, not all flowers are safe to eat, but these are not only safe, but delicious. Just grow them organically. Like our vegetables, we want our flower food to be free of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Hi, I'm Amy, and I have some great books for family fun this summer. I love growing edible flowers because, well, it's just fun. These edible flowers don't just add flavor to dishes, they can act as companion plants and benefit pollinators and other beneficial insects. So we'll start with perhaps the most well known. Nasturtiums have a peppery flavor like arugula. Both leaves and flowers are edible. They are annuals and they reseed easily. Nasturtiums are very easy to grow. The seeds are large and easy to handle. I typically start them indoors 4 weeks before the last frost, or you can direct sow the seeds a week after the last frost. Soak the seeds overnight before planting for better germination. Use well drained, but not too rich soil, because too much nitrogen will produce more leaves than flowers. Let the soil dry slightly between waterings. Nasturtiums are very low maintenance. They like full sun, but will tolerate partial shade. Bush or trailing types can be grown in beds, borders, or containers, and they look great in hanging baskets. The fresh flowers look fabulous in salads and add a spicy, peppery flavor. Leaves are also edible and are great in sandwiches or using them in pesto. The seeds can also be pickled like capers. Nasturtiums can also be mixed into homemade butter for sandwich spreads or infused in vinegar. Flowers in the violet family, which are violas, violets, and pansies, can be used fresh or dried, providing a strong, slightly sweet floral taste. To grow violas or others in the family from seed, sow them indoors 8 weeks before the last frost. Cover the seeds lightly and keep them moist in a warm, dark location until they germinate. Then put them under lights. Transplant them outdoors after the last frost and space them about 4 to 6 inches apart, depending on which one they are and how big they will get. They'll grow in full sun or partial shade, but more shade, especially in the hotter parts of Zone 6 areas, will prolong blooming. They need moist, rich, well-draining soil, and make sure to water them, especially if the weather is dry. And deadhead the flowers so they keep producing. They have a mild, slightly sweet flavor and are often used as a garnish. Float on the soups or drinks, decorate cakes and cupcakes. They also can be infused in drinks, syrup, or jelly. Bachelor's buttons are very easy to grow from seed. They can be sown directly into a sunny spot in early spring, or you can start them indoors 3 weeks before the last frost. They germinate pretty quickly. I always start them outside. Thin them, when you transplant them, thin them so they're about 8 inches apart. They come in many colors, which is fun, and they also make beautiful dried flowers. They have a delicate, spicy, sweet flavor and make a fun topping on ice cream, and they are wonderful dried for tea. Calendula, or pot marigold, has a slightly bitter, peppery flavor. The petals can be used as a saffron substitute, and they are sometimes called poor man's saffron. Some people use them more for the color than the flavor. I also have a video on using them medicinally. They prefer average, well-drained soil in the sun, but will tolerate partial shade. Direct sow them in the spring after the last frost, or you can start them indoors 6 weeks prior. Sow the seeds thinly, about 1/4 of an inch deep. Then thin the transplants to 10 inches apart. They need regular water, especially during hot spells. Pinch back the young plants to promote bushier growth and eventually more flowering. Deadhead regularly to encourage the blooms, and watch for powdery mildew in humid conditions. You can check out my video on mildews. It's only the petals we eat, so pluck them off. Sprinkle them on soup, salad, or even scrambled eggs. They are also good for a medicinal herbal tea. I like to mix them with chamomile or mint. The bright orange and yellow petals add sunshine, I think, and can be also used to infuse oil and vinegars for either culinary or medicinal use. Calendula is wonderful for the skin. You can dry the entire flower head in a cool, dark place and then infuse them in a carrier oil like olive oil for several weeks. So you just put the flower heads in a jar after they dried, fill the jar with olive oil, and after several weeks, then you can drain out the oil. You can use it just as an oil. It's great for skin, or you can make it into a salve by incorporating warmed beeswax, which is how I like to do it. Scented geranium flavors vary depending on the variety. So there are rose, orange, mint ones. Both the flowers and leaves are used. Only some varieties can be started by seed, however, because most scented leaf geraniums are hybrids. So check places like Johnny's Select Seeds, which is an organic seed company. Also, double check whether you will. So double check. Otherwise, you will need to purchase them as a nursery as young plants. They are not picky about soil type. They do require good drainage. Ensure the top inch of soil dries out between waterings and avoid oversaturating the roots. They do easily get root rot. Choose a sunny, well-drained location. Scented geraniums add flavor to jellies, sugar, butter, cakes, tea, and honey. And the oil, also great for skincare. Like calendula, you can just use the infusion method with the fresh geranium leaves and a carrier oil like olive oil. Edible flowers are fun to grow and experiment with in cooking. Hopefully, this video has sparked some ideas. Let me know in the comments if you use edible flowers. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful sunny day.